place. They say people come from far, far, far away to find their dreams, chasing down these meteors and comets called dreams in the sky of life.
What's up? What's up, everybody? We are going to talk about Warner Brothers Discovery's 10-year plan for DC. We going to talk about it. What up, Lane Bo? He said 10 years dumpster fire. How is everybody doing? Lovely people. We might have some people popping up. I don't know yet, but right now I can talk about it, chill with you guys, and we're gonna talk about it. See what's up. So Warner Brothers finally has a plan. Well, Warner Brothers Discovery. This is the new regime, the new people taking over. Discovery. Discovery is bought out. Well, they didn't buy, they merged. There's a difference between buying out and combining. What up, Chillmonger?
Who there?
We know you're here to slander the good name that is DC.
I'm not. I'm actually in favor of this 10-year plan, so let's talk about it.
You're only in favor because it's so MCU inspired.
I'm in favor because it's a plan. Those 4-letter word, plan. It means that they know what they don't want, which is Batgirl, meaning they know what they do want, which is whatever universe they go with, whether it's Robert Pattinson, or what if they just nix everything to do with Pattinson and they go brand new starting now?
Oh, what? Robert Pattinson, he's definitely... So David Zaslav made it clear the things he liked. So recently we got some more stuff about what he likes. He said he liked Shazam 2. He likes Flash. He likes Black Adam. He's seen him. He said he likes him and we can make him better.
Finish.
Now,
I don't want to interrupt.
I'm not saying that he's going to continue with this current thing. He just said he likes those movies. So Shazam 2, Flash, Black Adam, and there was one more. Aquaman 2. He said he likes them all. Now, after these films, that's when he's going to get to usher in and do what he really needs to do, right? That's when he gets usher in and do what he needs to do. Now, his priorities, he made it clear for DC, is Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. The first
Wonder Woman logo came before Superman. I'm just saying.
Yeah, those are his main three. Not saying that's the only ones you want to focus on, the ones you want to push, which I like. I like that he wants to push the main big three. Give the DC Trinity. I love it. I'm totally fine with it. Now, just to make it clear, I still don't agree with his Batgirl decision. Let me make that clear. But his new plan, his 10-year plan, I'm fucking with it. I think it's a good plan. Now, I don't want it to be an exact copy. It's just, it's a 10-year structure. You know, built. The only structure he should follow is how the MCU said it. You know, solo stuff and then team up. Solo, team up. That's it.
Yeah, you should start with.
And you should copy. That's it.
You should start with the Trinity, and like it's good that he wants to start over and do that. Like for me with Batgirl, yes, I was sad it got canceled, but at the same time, it wasn't a good idea having Michael Keaton as main Batman in the DCEU.
No. Yeah. I'm not saying continue with that plan. What I'm saying is just put it out because you're going to wipe anyways. Just put it out. If you're wiping, put it out. Be done with it. Get what money you can. Use whatever.
Well, that reason is why him saying Shazam 2, I like it. I like Black Adam. I like Aquaman. I like Flash. That's because those movies are coming out anyways. What's he going to say? I don't like those movies, but we just want to put it out for money?
No. But he's going to wipe those.
He will.
So yeah. This universe is currently, these movies currently in are going to be gonzo. They're going to be gone.
Dead. There's really no urgency to watch these films.
So what I'm saying is just put out Batgirl since it's the last of these and it's pretty much almost done. Just release it, be done with it, and get something from it. Because this is, and
he's not gonna do that now because he said it as a tax right. So
I know. I'm talking before the tax right. I'm talking in general. All he saved from this movie was 15 to 20 million out of 90 million. he lost 70 million. That's bad. He barely saved shit. That's all they say was 15, 20 million. You was better off just releasing it because you would have made more. I would have put it out. I'm not saying it was going to do great. I'm not saying you need to continue it. Just put it out there, be done with it, and keep it pushing. That's it.
He just didn't think it was profitable like the other ones. Like the reason why
Batgirl's Inanimate is a profitable name. It's tied to the Batman franchise.
She's
But
not
doesn't
like
it lessen it?
She's Shazam 1 made about 14 had a 90 million budget, made a little over 400 million. I'm thinking she would have done that. People barely knew who Shazam was when his film came out. Batgirl is directly tied to the Batman name, and Batgirl was a common name you would hear connected to Batman. Whether you read the comics or watched or not, people knew who Batgirl was. We knew who Robin was, and he's tied to Batman. He doesn't share the same name. Not saying if you put out a Robin movie, he's gonna make 500 whatever million, but it would have done numbers. Look what Joker did. That shocked everybody. No one expected Joker to make $1 billion. I'm not saying Batgirl would have made $1 billion, but he made that because he's tied to the Batman brand and his Joker.
The thing is with Batgirl, like I wouldn't have a problem with Batgirl coming out, but at the same time, you're also rushing. Like, if you want to build Bat Family, you should do it correctly. And I don't think it was gonna be done correctly anyway, because like I feel like they just put Batgirl out, like, and you have Michael Keaton being Batman. I just don't think it was gonna be done right as a lot of Batman.
Yeah, look how much Shazam made in there doing a sequel.
Yeah, that's not 400 million. Stop trying to pump it up.
But it's enough for them to say, let's make a sequel, right? How much do you think Batgirl would have done? How much do you think Batgirl would have done? Do you think it would have made a little bit more or just as much?
Just as much.
But that's the thing. How much they made there would have been more than what they saved.
You're right, but then we would have a sullied Batman brand. Like, oh, they just put Bat in front of everything. The audience is no longer gonna feel like, oh, it's got Bat. It must be important.
That's the thing about the Batman brand, right? Ben Affleck's Batman. Batman killing. People, majority of people was loving it. When BVS came out, was one thing people said was good about it. Batman, and that's it. Batman. Even though this was not Batman, Ben Affleck's Batman going around. That's not Batman. People was like, oh, Batman's the best part of this movie.
Here's the thing with Batgirl. Like, it's not just about the money. He thought, like, if you're spending, how much they put for this budget? Is 90 million or something like that?
It was 70 million originally, ballooned to 90 because of the pandemic.
David Salas thought what he saw. It looked like a very cheap movie. It didn't look like he spent 90 million, and a lot of the audience thinks the costumes look cheap. They thought it would look like a freaking television episode of the CW and everything like that. Do you really want to put that out? Like,
but mind you, this is why I don't. This remember, test audiences said the best part of Captain Marvel was a cat. Those are test audiences.
And he also wants to preserve.
You can't trust everything these test audiences say because I need to see it for myself to judge it.
The
test audience can say it's good or bad, but this is the thing. Test audiences thought those Transformers movies was good. They thought if Sharknado did get the theatrical release, some test audience saw that, was like, yay, Sharknado, put it out, yay.
And the thing is, he wanted to preserve the brand. Like, you don't want the brand to be like
But Batgirl's not enough to hurt.
I just can't agree with
Batgirl cannot hurt the Batman brand as it is. That's good and do it.
Yeah, it can if the movie stinks or if the movie just isn't up to par.
Okay, let me ask a question.
Okay.
Let me ask a question for Batman. When BVS came out, did it hurt Batman's brand?
Not really.
Because he was the best thing about the movie.
Okay, yeah.
Even though we all thought the movie was shit, what was the general consensus about his Batman?
Yeah, the warehouse scene.
Yeah.
But people like Batman in the movie. Yeah, as bad as that movie was, it hurt the whole DC brand. The whole. People loved Batman in that movie. They liked him, gave him high praise. People stopped talking shit about Ben Affleck being Daredevil when that movie came out. It's like Batman. The Snyder Cut. Batman barely in the movie. It was like Batman. He's tight. Barely doing anything cool. Batman. There's nothing. Batgirl cannot hurt the Batman brand. Sure, because
it's not good. Yes,
Batman just came out. Joker came out. Batman's brand is too strong to be hurt. It's too strong to be hurt. Nothing can really hurt it.
I just think like if it was true that the movie was trash and everything like that, unwatchable, looked like a freaking CW TV show and everything like that, like fine, because like if you're gonna do Batgirl or whatever, Nightwing or something, these characters.
Nightwing, yes.
If you're gonna do these characters right, you have to have. I feel like you have to have a bigger budget, and if this looks very cheap, it's fine that he got rid of it. We're gonna see it.
But that's the thing, it's not fine with me because I didn't see the product, so I don't know if it's bad or not. I can't trust him to say if the movie's bad, because what if Black Adam, Flash 2, Aquaman, and Shazam 2 come out? Zaza said he's like these. What if these movies suck? And he said Batgirl sucks. Can I trust him then? If these movies suck, and I say they suck, and I think they suck, he said Batgirl suck, can I really trust his judgment?
Well, why do you believe his judgment? You know he's just using words because, like,
right, but
he's trying to get his way out of this. I don't believe anything.
I know. The main reason he got rid of Batgirl was because the money. The money. He's a cheap dude. He didn't like that it ballooned to 90 million. He didn't like that. So he just said, let's cut this and mark it as a tax write-off. But his tax write-off was silly because he would have made more back putting it out. Because you're rebooting anyways. This stuff won't matter. Just put it out. Because all he did was bring more drama to DC. Warner Brothers stocks went down. Other talent and other people in Hollywood do not even like this decision.
They'll be fine. It's Warner Brothers. They've
been
around for how many years?
I'm saying they'll be fine.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
But they're already hurting the brand itself. David Zaslav said he wants to repair relationships. How does this repair relationship when you fuck over your talent?
There's a difference. Hurting the brand within Hollywood and the actors and a bunch of executives is different than hurting the brand as in audience members who pay money for tickets. If this Batgirl movie comes out, you put it in theaters and it's not, or even if you put it on HBO Max, the reverence I have for the word BAT, bat, it's lessened now because they're doing Batgirl. A little a character who's never really been important or worth putting in a movie before.
But all right, listen, the movie will hurt Batgirl's name if it's not good or if it's good or bad. Batman, he's fine.
Nah, the next time a Bat thing comes out called Batman, they go, yeah, I already watched a Bat thing. It came out in 2022. Wasn't really.
If the Batman 2 came out and it's really good, everybody's gonna be like, Batgirl who?
Hey.
But the difference between here's the thing with I think he's saving with the brand DC. We have all this mess within the DCU, and I can't agree with I'm reevaluating because I don't think every decision with Hamada because people say Hamada was great and everything like that. If he was so great, where's that Superman movie?
Thank you.
No, but he's not great.
I'm sorry. I can't defend it. I can't.
Now, if you're talking about the Superman stuff, I actually look. His plans to not push Superman the way he was, I don't agree with. But we have to remember, he was one who was there who greenlit Aquaman. Well, he didn't greenlit; it was already greenlit. But
that doesn't matter. I don't care what he did do. What he didn't do was such a huge deal. No Superman.
Yeah, I know.
No Superman.
But look at his successes that under his belt. For the DCU, what other DCU movie besides the movies he produced made $1 billion? BVS didn't, Man of Steel didn't, Wonder Woman didn't, Suicide Squad didn't, Justice League didn't. When he came in, Joker made $1 billion, Aquaman made $1 billion, the Batman made over 750. People loved it.
Or why didn't Batman make 700 million? Oh, you can say the pandemic, March 2022.
No, that I think the HBO
Shazam was technically a success. Technically, people liked it. Critically, people loved it. The only movies that was duds under him, and I have to admit too, was Wonder Woman 84 and Birds of Prey. Those are the only movies that was duds. He has more W's than he has L's.
Birds of Prey is a great one because it's right before COVID really took over the world.
I mean, yeah. Birds of Prey is a. I mean, but it's.
How do you okay that, Walter Hamada? How the hell do you go? Birds of Prey. We're gonna have a movie that's not called Harley Quinn. It's gonna be called Birds of Prey, huh? That's all on you, Walter.
And then they.
But what I'm trying to say is he has more W's than he has L's. You can't let these 2 L's, which is so low, take away what he has produced.
I don't give him the W. I don't give him credit for it. I give Marvel and making superhero movies a popular thing back in 2018, 2019. They were on a roll, and it was just a thing to see.
I mean, Marvel is a part of it.
Christmas
we remember what the Dark Knight did, the first $1 billion superhero movie. You know, Dark Knight, baby.
And it's like
it was. Yo, Walter Hamada.
Yo, Walter, you can stay, my dude. You can stay, homie.
I'd like to thank the Dark Knight for what they did, but then we took that baton and we've been carrying it over the last few years.
Yes.
This is what, like, with me, like, yes, I agree those movies were a success, but in the long haul.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah,
in the long haul, what the movies that were promised? We were promised a Green Lantern movie. We were promised that we were gonna get Superman movies, but never happened. We were promised so many movies that Walter was going to give us, but never.
I remember him promising a Superman movie though.
Whatever, like what
we won a superhero movie, but he never said we was gonna. He was on.
We were promised.
You should be getting one, but he didn't promise it.
You have so many of these movies that were in development that never happened, and I do not think because like I think it's the best decision that he leaves, because I do not think he would be the right person to put in head of DC Studios.
No, you can keep him there as a head, but no. He can be the head, but there's the boss that wants this, and this. So no matter what, he needs to promote Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. He can't do his own thing. He'll run it, but he has to push what Zazav wants to be pushed. He's the boss. He can be the boss of DC, because let's not forget, under Hamada's rule, $2 billion movies, Joker, Aquaman. He did that with Aquaman. The guy who talks to fish did better than Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman.
That's Jason Momoa being casted back during the Snyder days, and that's thanks to Christmas.
We can say more Christmas, but mind you, they came off a bad Justice League movie where Aquaman was very good in that.
I just don't think
he was fine. He was mediocre. He was better in his solo movie than he was in Justice League.
I just think the best thing, like, I'm happy that he's getting rid of all the regime. You just bring in new people. Like, I just don't see the point of having him on. Just put him wherever he was there and
you have him there because you look at the financial success he brought. Joker and Aquaman. That's huge.
Only 2 movies.
But that is huge. That's bigger than BVS, Man of Steel. Man of Steel is starring Superman. BVS is starring the Trinity. Aquaman doing that to the Trinity like that is honestly amazing, and it's insane. It shouldn't even be happening. In no way should there be a Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman movie and Aquaman makes more money. That is, but Walter Hamada did that under him. I'm not saying he has the best creative plan, because his creative plan he wants is gone now. I'm not saying he has to stay either, but if you put him in his head, he needs to push what David Zaslav wants, because he's the boss. He can't just push whatever he wants. He has to push what the big boss wants. But he can be there like, hey, let's throw in this idea here and stuff, here and there. He's still running it, but he has a bigger boss, has demands that need to be met. So, I don't know. But like I said, he has more financial success than whatever Zach had before. And also, the movies were received a lot more well. Aquaman,
Birds of Prey,
Joker, the Batman. It was only Birds of Prey and 184 that was done. Shazam got a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. Not saying that Rotten Tomatoes matters, but that's more than BVS. It's more than Man of Steel. It's It's more than Suicide Squad.
Yeah, but
The Suicide Squad may have not made a lot of money. It's not Walter's fault. That's Jason Clark's fault. But people received that movie very well compared to the Snyder days.
The Suicide Squad's a little different because it came out on HBO Max at the same time, right?
No, that's what I'm saying. And I'm saying that's not Walter Mata's fault. That's Jason Clark's fault because he was running HBO Max and he made that executive decision to say, let's move the whole slate to HBO Max for this 1 year.
I actually think the Suicide Squad would have did pretty well if it came out maybe at a different time or you know, wasn't on HBO Max at the same time. It would have been a lot better. It was a good movie.
I think the HBO Max, like, this is what I like about David Zala's plan is it's not gonna be like after the movie's done. It's like how much was the window between Jason Clark's and between HBO Max? Like, was it 30 days or something like that?
Wait, you talking about during 2020 or?
Yeah, 2020 or what?
It was day and day.
Yeah.
So the day it came out.
It came out on HBO Max.
Yeah, like I do like the idea where he has a 10-year plan and also he wants the focus of DC with movies to be in theaters. So no DC movie is going to go to streaming first. It will go to theaters first.
You see, I say this: a 10-year plan is good. You know, it's always great to have a plan, but let's not act like the old regime didn't have a 10-year plan either. They did, and then they ended up changing it. So we got to see if these guys are not going to panic if one of their movies flop. You know what I mean?
Here's what the old regime didn't do.
I'm still super skeptical.
No, old regime didn't have a 10-year plan. They didn't have 10-year contracts with Henry Cavill. They didn't.
No, but they knew what they were going to do.
They had a slate of what they wanted to do.
Absolutely.
When they saw how these movies were being received, they was a little bit more like, let's take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm not saying this new regime is going to do that. I need to see how this stuff's going to pan out because I don't want to get to I'm not saying they need to derail and start over or whatever. But I want to wait until like a Man of Steel and then a BVS and see how much of a fuck up they could do. And go like, no, don't continue that. Relax. Like, chill.
Mm-hmm.
I need to see what it's going to be because at this moment, David Zaslav has nothing in production under him.
True.
Everything that's in production or created or is coming out is under Walter Mata. Now he's going to wipe it. Sure. Now David Zaslav has time to plan. He has content to fill in the blanks until then because he didn't bring shit. All he brought was, I just want to push Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Totally fine. That's cool. And he wants to push the main league members too. But just because he's adopting Marvel's 10-year plan, this is the one fear I have. I have a fear that he's going to copy not just the plan, but every fucking thing about it. That's my fear. And I don't want that shit. Because when he said the 10-year plan, I'm going off this structure. Solo movies and team up. Perfect sense. Just like comics. Comics. Your solo comics and then the team up comic. Makes total sense. That's how you should structure this shit. I don't want him to copy the styles, the way it's like, just the plan. That's all I want you to copy. that is it. Everything else you need to be, that needs to be you.
And I agree with you 100%. It doesn't have to be the same as Marvel. We can still have a darker tone for the DC movies. You just gotta make them good.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree with that. Like, I think he's just, when he meant the 10-year plan is like Marvel had like a plan, what movies, like they had solo movies leading up to team up movies that went into Avengers movies, etc. Like, that's why he probably brought up Marvel is that kind of plan. I don't think he means the comedy structure or that kind of thing. I think he means like the structure, how Marvel did their universe with their plan.
Mm-hmm.
You have all these Avenger movies, team up movies, and stuff like that, and solo movies. I think what he means by that,
and that's what I hoped he would. So I heard the dialogue that he was talking is the recording I posted on my channel, and I wish he would have got more in depth with it. He just had a 10-year plan. Like, we have a 10-year plan to push out Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, but he's the boss. And I'm hoping for him to break it down, like break that shit down. Tell me how you gonna still be different. Gonna be a little bit more serious, gonna be a lot more lighthearted, Do you want to have a lighter tone? Do you have a darker tone? Like, what's up?
I don't
does
think you're
this
gonna get
10-year
that answer there at that format. All he was trying to say was we hired Alan Horn because they know that these shareholders understand. Oh, okay, executive president Alan Horn is now coming to Marvel from DC. Okay, we understand that Marvel was successful, and the guy who was at the helm is here now, even though he wasn't at the helm.
Alan Horn, now they got him back. He approved Lord of the Rings, the Harry Potter movies. He approved a lot of good movies under Warner Brothers. So having him back is a good thing.
So does this 10-year plan mean it's going to be a reboot?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're rebooting everything, a full reboot? Okay.
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm kind of seeing it when Warner Brothers Discovery created their banner and stuff. You go on their Twitter. I think at most the only things they're keeping is Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam, Jason Momoa, Ezra Miller. I don't know about him.
You know about Ezra Miller.
They're keeping Robert Pattinson Batman. They're keeping Joaquin Phoenix Joker. Henry Cavill, I don't know. They said they want to put out a movie with him, but with what Henry Cavill was asking for, David Zaslav Chief's like, nah, bro, what you talking about? Bro, chill. Who do you think you is? I think Gal Gadot might say.
They're keeping Pattinson's Batman, but that's a different universe, right? So what are they going to do? Are they going to merge it?
They might merge it.
That's the real universe.
They might want to merge it, but Zaslav does like Pattinson's Batman, so Pattinson's Batman is safe.
No,
they like Joker, so Joaquin Phoenix Joker is safe, and I think Jason Momoa is safe too because his first movie did $1 billion.
Gal Gadot's not safe. She's 37 years old,
and Joaquin's Joker is not going to be safe after they do this musical.
Why?
I'm just saying.
It might be safe, man. Zazav's down with it.
No,
I'm telling you, this shit gonna be fire, Anzo.
No, the musical's gonna be trash.
The thing with with what he's gonna do, he's gonna be rebooting the DCEU. So Robert Pattinson's not gonna be touched or anything like that. That's whatever Matt Reeves is doing. It's not gonna be brought into the DCU that some people on the internet are saying and stuff like that. And Joaquin Phoenix, that's his movie and stuff like that. With the DCEU, same universe that Zack Snyder started and everything like that, that's gonna be rebooted, and that's gonna have full reboot. He's starting over, and he's gonna be you'll probably have a new Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman to start.
They should change the name of it. Instead of DCEU, they should be like, this universe is called the Justice Verse, and then we'll never call it Snyderverse and other verses. We'll just have a name for it. And you can say that Matt Reeves' Batman is not part of the Justice Verse. Or we can say he's the first movie of the Justice Verse, which is my plan.
Okay.
That's not a bad name, the Justice Verse. I mean, Justice League.
And I just created it.
Justice.
You know, right? It's like right with their branding, but don't say DCEU because that's what old
people... Zaza, pay this man. His MCU fan just gave you an idea.
And I read Marvel, and I read DC comics too. All the time, guys. Your favorite.
Don't listen to Chill.
Superman and Lois.
So yeah, I just think for the most part, David Zaslav, the plan is fine. I don't agree with the Batgirl decision. I think that was a bad decision. Makes him look bad, add more drama. But the plan looks good. A 10-year plan. I like the idea of it. I just need to see it. Mind you, all the films currently right now is everything Walter Hamada approved. So I don't know I don't know how good these movies are going to be. I think Black Adam could be good. I have a feeling Aquaman 2 is going to be really good. Despite Amber Heard being in it, I can separate, separate that. But
yeah, like art to art.
I think these last 4 movies will be good before they fully reboot. Now,
and also you're getting a DC Studios, they're getting their own studio, so that's good.
And we gotta have Walter Hamada as the head because he knows how to bring financial success.
You need someone. I don't know. Make Alan Horn the freaking head.
I just want to combat Perp.
We need somebody who brings. We need somebody who brings. In billions. Some Zack Snyder couldn't do.
It's going to be an interesting time for DCEU. I'll give you that. You know what I mean? To get to see what they're going to do. And, they're at least doing it right by focusing on Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. Those are the three that you need to focus on. You get those right, and then everything else will fall into place.
Yep. Now,
How many films a year?
Ooh, I was thinking three. Good question. I think
Probably
three.
3. Right.
2 to
I think
3,
three.
but I think you should throw a show in between. So just like 2 movies, 1 show.
How many movies would you want them to do per year?
3.
Yeah, three. I'm good with.
Yeah, 3. Like
2 to
with
3 only.
the shows, I'm not sure if he's I'm not like this is the thing with shows. We don't know if Peacemaker's gonna continue. Like we don't.
Peacemaker say.
Yeah,
I'm
I read that.
Last investor call, he was hyping up Peacemaker. So
Yeah, I read that too. That it's safe, and
Peacemaker
season
safe.
2 isn't season 2 about to start either
Um,
writing or shooting or something like that?
He's working on Guardians of the Galaxy right now.
He's finishing up Guardians first, and after he's gonna do
Okay.
Peacemaker.
Like the one thing that I was worried about, I was listening with the because they were gonna merge the streaming service, and there was this rumor he was not gonna do any scripted content, and most people watch scripted content. People tell me scripted content is
And that's some of my problems with that too. That scripted content, that unscripted content. I don't want to watch no Real Housewives of Atlanta shit.
As I was saying, fantasy stuff and everything like that. But it was actually false. What it looked like from the template he was shown with HBO Max and Discovery, it's gonna be merged into one, and you have an option where you'll have a section with the HBO Max stuff, HBO stuff that you could watch the scripted stuff, and you could watch the Discovery stuff with non-scripted stuff. So that's good.
Me personally, I want them to keep their Discovery shit away from HBO. They should throw all that shit away because nobody watches that shit.
Well, it just didn't make no sense. When I heard that they were gonna go unscripted, I'm like, that don't make sense. You know what I mean?
Good thing that was false.
Yeah, it didn't make sense to me.
Aaron makes a good point. Reality TV is scripted somewhat. I mean, most majority of
It
it
is. It is absolutely.
They be getting into fight. Someone runs over somebody, and then they record that part where like, hey, I had to run the bitch over, and then she in the fucking hospital and shit. Like, aren't you supposed to be in jail? What the fuck?
You go listen to some of those guys that produce the show. They literally tell you that there's things that go on where they tell them, you guys argue a little bit longer. You guys make it seem like you're angry. They do shit like that. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
They put them in situations where they know that something's gonna pop off, or else most of the shit would be boring as fuck.
I do like this is what I'll say. I do like where it's going into one new streaming service where you have HBO, you have the HBO like stuff merged in and the Discovery stuff into one app. Then they're gonna get rid of all the other apps that are confusing everyone, and it'll be merged into one. Because I do agree with people that some people were confused on you have HBO Go or whatever, then you have HBO Max, then you there's just too much fusion.
And
so
they're stupid names too.
Yeah.
Hey, I named it Justice Verse. We're gonna name it. Listen, it's gonna be called the Warner Brothers, the Warner Buddy. Hey, just hop on the Warner Buddy and tune into your favorite shows. Easy.
Well,
the Warner sister.
Well, this is the thing, right? Before they came in, they was still pushing, trying to get everything released worldwide at a time. Now I think this new app they're going to release, maybe they can release it all at once worldwide. I don't know, but it's reason because HBO Max still wasn't over worldwide yet. The most recent area it went to was Europe, which is another big part. But it was, I think that's why they still kept it. Even though I agree, HBO should have been technically axed when HBO Max came out.
Yeah.
You can keep HBO, but you got to get rid of that HBO Go. You didn't need HBO Go. You could have just kept HBO and HBO Max. But then, I do agree. This is how I look with Disney Plus and Hulu. Now Disney Plus is putting adult content on there, right? And I'm like, what do you need Hulu for anymore? Just get rid of Hulu, take all that Hulu content, put it on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
If you want adult content on Disney Plus now.
The only thing, because I saw a chart of it, that it comes out next year and everything like that. I kind of feel bad for the people that live in the UK because they ain't getting it. Like, for some reasons, it's always the UK, United Kingdom, that don't get the streaming services, and it's focused on the US.
I don't know why either.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because we're better.
Who's we?
Us Americans.
Oh, I live in the US, so I have no problem.
Southerners.
South America, baby. Woo! Red, white, and blue. I bleed it.
Red, white. Keep it there. Perp said our superhero movie is going to be a thing in 10 years. That's stupid. They are.
Yeah.
Absolutely, they are. 100%.
It'll still be a thing, but I feel like, because something new always comes in and take over. Like, at a time, it wasn't superhero movies. Now, superhero movies are taking over. They're dominating. They're new action movies.
Yeah.
Superhero movies. They're new action movies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that soon, but something's going to take its place at some point. Because before
it should be Star Wars, but
yeah,
Star Wars gotta get. No, it should be, but Star Wars got to get their act together, though.
Yeah.
Aaron said Disney Plus in Canada has adult content. Just gotta change the settings. Yeah, on the star thing. We were the test group for you, and if enough moms were like, "Why is Deadpool here next to DuckTales?" then they would have changed that.
And that's what I'm saying, because you don't need Hulu then, because Hulu has all the adult content. So Disney Plus has the adult content. You don't need Hulu because they can take all that Hulu content and put it on Disney Plus now.
Well, we don't have Hulu here. That's why.
Settings and adult settings.
Well, we don't have Hulu here. That's why we got it on Disney Plus, the adult stuff, right? Because we don't have Hulu. So.
Okay. Well, mainly here for America, because we can just have Disney Plus. They can stop that bundle, the Disney Plus and Hulu bundle, put it together, combine the content.
But do you combine the dollars also? Because there's humans who have Disney subscriptions and Hulu, and now you just got rid of it. You'd probably increase the price of Disney Plus the moment you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never used Hulu, to be honest.
I only use Hulu for the anime stuff and just to watch, Prey's probably their best original content they ever put out on Hulu in a while. So that's the only thing I was really tuning in for, was just Prey.
Mm-hmm. Here's a question. Since they're merging these two streaming services into
Prey was all right.
How much do you think it's gonna cost next year?
Better cost just 15 and that's it. No more than 15. HBO Max is 15 and they have the content to back up why it's 15. It better just be 15. I'm not paying more than $20.
It's gonna be 15.
Do they have the content to back 15? I'm looking at the market when Netflix is what, $11?
Netflix doesn't have the content to back their price.
Netflix is $11 where?
Isn't it?
No, Netflix is $20.99, bro.
$20.99.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
mine's not that much. I'm on the standard. I just got 2 screens.
Well, I got the one with the HD 4K, so it's $20.99.
Netflix price is.
We also have different prices because of our currencies, but yeah.
Okay. If it. Oh yeah. K-Dots is right. If you're doing the standard edition, it's $15.49 a month.
Oh really? So
But
they've all just pumped it up, just like
Yeah.
But
That's not pretty.
if you
That's the
do
reason why I don't
premium-
subscribe to these guys. I just if there's something I need, fine, you get my 1 month subscription, but I'm pulling it the moment I subscribe.
Yeah. And if you have 4K, like the 4K plus HDR, the best version, it's $20 a month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I pay. $20.
But you can't afford anything else, can you, Onzo? Like you're going to be picky with your other subscriptions now that you know what what Netflix is.
Yeah.
Well, I had a few, and I cut. The only one I don't really use that much anymore is Crave, but I use Disney Plus, I use Netflix, and Amazon Prime. Those are my 3 favorites. Other than that, I could care less about anything else.
That's a lot of money, though. You might as well be paying cable.
Yeah, I know. Absolutely.
Hanzo.
And I don't even need it because I got Onzo Vision, right? So anything that comes on there, I can
Honestly.
find. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, I know.
Hanzo, I had a question. Since
Yeah.
this is part of it and is connected to the plan and what Warner Bros. Is popping, they recently canceled a bunch of the TV shows. The only TV shows that are active right now is Superman and Lois, Doom Patrol, Titans, probably, I think, Stargirl, and that's about it. Flash is going to end next year with season 9, 13 episodes. How you feel about that?
I think Flash. I think Flash needs to end. I think it's run its course now. To be honest with you, because the last couple of seasons for me were just like, oh no, this is cringe. I couldn't really deal with it, you know. And even this last season started off pretty good, and then it just went downhill to where I didn't even finish the season anymore. I'm just like, okay, I had enough. So yeah, I think Flash needs to end. I do think canceling Batgirl was a problem, though. I think that was a mistake.
Yeah.
Just bring it out. Just put out the new regime. Really, they probably have to put it. They said a little bit more money into the
Marketing, but
and final production, right? But at the same time, put it out there, see where it goes. Like people gonna go see it. May not make as much money as you think it will, but maybe it might break even.
Yeah.
Because this is the thing, right? I've been wrong so many times on movies making money. I never thought Joker would have made $1 billion. I never would have thought Aquaman made $1 billion. I would have never thought look at Thor 4. As bad as that movie is, look how much money it made. Fuck. This box office will surprise you. That shit. That shit. Yeah. It's not super unpredictable, but it's almost unpredictable at times. What's up, Josh? Of course you endorse the decision, Josh. You're evil, man.
Thor's at 672 million. We're almost at 700.
Too much money, man. Shit.
Almost.
That movie's definitely going to get a sequel. Thor 5 is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. K-Dot's favorite film.
Gosh. If Taika Waititi ruins Hercules, you know what? He's going to ruin him anyways.
I know they're doing a Hercules project and Taika Waititi's not part of it.
How do you know they're doing Hercules?
Think he confirmed it or something like that on Twitter.
Well, I would have thought he would have been the villain of Thor 5, but no, he'll get his own show. He'll get his own movie. We'll see in September.
It's going to be about Hercules and how many labors he does? 8 or something?
I don't know what, I guess, he's getting his own show, then I guess it'll lead into Thor 5 or something like that. I don't know.
I don't know what they can do with Herc. Johnny K-Dot, do you think the Batman will hit $1 billion? Not that movie, the way it was set. It was
too long.
Yeah, that because you have to factor in ticket sales and the time in between. People can go to another movie, another showing. The second movie can make $1 billion, but you have to do it with like the Dark Knight route, right? We know why the Dark Knight made the extra $1 billion did, because on top of that, it had a death tied to it, and people really ramped up to go see it because of that. But the Dark Knight was just paced far better than the Batman. While the Batman is good as a film, I love it. Yeah. It does get really slow where people could lose some interest at times. I'm not saying you need to speed it up, but that pacing of the movie has to pick up. Has to be really, boom.
I would say
the Dark Knight, you're at the edge of your seat like the whole movie. You're like,
yeah.
No, you're not.
Yes, you are, Anzo. Come on, man. It's like the Joker, right? The Joker, to me, even though it made $1 billion, it made more than the Batman, which I have an issue with. It's slow at times, but there's parts in the movie where shit ramps up, like the part on the train, the ending when he's getting ready to shoot Murray, and we're hoping that he does it, and he fucking does it.
Hoping he does it.
Blast that motherfucker's face. Boom.
The only good part about that movie was that
come on, Anzo. The train sequence was dope. Come on.
No, it wasn't.
The dance sequence. Come on.
My favorite was the little guy when he couldn't open the door because of the thing at the top.
That was funny. That was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I remember like the Joker apartment scene where he did he murder his mother or something like that?
Yeah, he
murdered his mother.
Seems like that. He murdered the mom and shit.
And then he I think two people went to his apartment and he murdered that guy. Got this. I think he got scissor or something like that and cut his throat and stuff like that.
And mind you, the film was also about mental health too. I think that was another thing that really got people to watching it, especially at this time when mental health is like.
Yeah, it wasn't a superhero movie. It was a fucking movie about someone with mental health problems. Absolutely, 100%.
A comic book movie about someone with mental health problems on Zoe. It's hatred.
There was no comic book elements in that movie except for the Joker and name alone. That's it.
Batman, Bruce, Gotham. Well, Batman was in it, but Bruce was in it. His parents was
barely.
in it.
And the names.
Alfred
alone.
was in it.
The names
Gotham was
alone.
in it. Come on, man.
Also, I remember when the movie was coming out, certain like
your Batman hatred is, gosh, your Joker hatred is getting higher and higher every day.
Certain areas like certain people shut down the movie theater for the like Joker. They didn't want to be showing it to people and stuff like that. I remember that.
Aurora, Colorado. They wouldn't show it in that exact theater. In that exact.
They wouldn't show it because they were afraid something was gonna happen.
And guess what? Nothing happened. It's a funny thing. People really thought something was gonna happen.
Really?
Yeah, they really thought somebody was gonna go in. I'm not saying it wasn't gonna happen. Like,
thank you, RJ704. I agree with you 100%.
Give me a letter ring, knows everything. He can still be young, but give at least 5 years. I'm not against that. I'm not against it.
He'll be in 5 years the next time we see him.
Yeah.
This is my thing with the Batman thing, right? I'll be honest with you. I think the way Nolan and Reeves did it is the best way, because this is the thing, right?
No,
listen. No. When Zack Snyder did Batman, what was the biggest takeaway when he first introduced his Batman?
He kills.
What scene?
Warehouse.
Before Justice came out, that's all people talking about. The warehouse scene. But when Christian Nolan's Batman was popping, he was going off dialogue. Dialogue alone. Swear to me. Mm-hmm. Dialogue. Like, you actually quoting dialogue about his Batman.
Ain't nobody want to see a fucking Batman movie with that dialogue. We want to see warehouse scene Batman. That's what we want to see.
Well, that's the thing. If we're talking about, I think people's biggest problem with their Batmans is the action. It's the action. It's not really the characters, how they do them. It's the actions. That's what I'm noticing. I don't blame people. Nolan's not a great action director like that.
I don't think it's just the action. Is like when you come out with a Batman movie and stuff like that. I think like you're gonna have some division with Batman fans. Like some people are not gonna like it. Some people aren't. Like you're always gonna have that division with the fan base and everything like that. I don't think it's just the action. That's why
it's for me most it has to be the action, because now when Ben Affleck's Batman came out, people started playing revisionist history. The Christian Bale Batman movies have trash action in it. Even though some people saying it,
just the voice.
When Christian Bale Ben Affleck's Batman came out, everyone started playing revisionist history, saying the action's trash. When there's some good action scenes up in those movies. Not saying the best hand-to-hand combat.
The movies itself are garbage.
Nolan Batman had the best stuff.
No.
Yes.
No.
Remember the sequence
Batman's not even better than
when he's on the building?
Keaton.
That was epic.
What?
Not even better than Michael Keaton's Batman. Not even close.
Michael Keaton's neck was struggling. He couldn't even do a.
Yeah, I would say like the fighting with Bale's Batman. The fighting with Bale's Batman was not the best. Like it is what it is with the fighting and stuff like that. I think the story Like out of
I'm
all the
telling y'all,
series,
rewatch those 3 movies again. The action is good. It's not is
Not
Zack
if you
Snyder
paid me.
action great,
it's not the
but it's
best.
still good.
But it's not the best. Like it's not.
But
the
it's
best.
not bad. It's still good. Trust me.
It's
Trust me.
me.
Go watch it again. You have the
Not if you
beginning
paid
scene.
me.
Slander, hatred. Saw that hatred.
One of my boys was like, "Hey man, we're doing a review of the 3 Nolan movies. You want to come on?" I was like, "No, because then I gotta watch those movies again, and I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm good. Give me Ben Affleck's Batman all day, every day. I can live with that."
Like I said, Ben Affleck's Batman, dude looks great. You know, he fight, he looks good. His problem is Batman is a character.
So
I
He
feel like
wasn't given the best material as a character.
that's what I was gonna say. So if you're gonna complain about
Character-wise-
Ben Affleck, it has to be with what they did with him and not him portraying Batman.
You know,
Yeah.
him portraying Batman is not the writing of how his Batman was the issue. Like
it's
For
not
the
the,
most part,
it's
killing,
not the actor's fault.
his intelligence too. I was questioning his intelligence. He let freaking Jesse Eisenberg play him. I was like, bro, you got played by this fool.
Yeah, like
That
my
bothered
thing
me.
with Ben's Batman is like it's not the actor's fault that he had like bad material and like Zach wanted to skip all the iterations of Batman in comics and go all the way to the edge of Dark Knight Returns that he's like retiring and stuff like that. It's like really like you could have picked every inspiration of Batman through comic lore through all the 80 years and you picked this iteration that he's gonna be retiring soon. It's like that was stupid, to be honest. I'm fine if they give Batman another chance, and I would be fine with it if you have the right material and you do the character better. And
I honestly think he's gonna be done after the merger too.
I'm just saying if.
Well, I think he is for sure done because they obviously want to push Robert Pattinson as Batman instead.
No, I'm just saying if he comes back, I would be fine with it. If
I'd be fine with it too.
I wouldn't have a problem. He's an actor. I like him as an actor. If they give him the right material and do the character good, I'm fine with it. I think the problem was like he had a shit. Not a lot of people liked the interpretation, and not a lot of people liked how Zack Snyder did Batman in his story.
The only problem is really his age. I think he's too old to play a young Batman. They obviously want to, if they're rebuilding a universe, they have to give us younger Batman. Ben Affleck's too old to be a younger Batman.
Because Batman and Superman have to have that kind of buddy and connection, which comes over years of knowing each other, right? And they didn't do that in this, so I can kind of understand that. I personally didn't mind the older Batman, but I can understand where people are coming from.
Yeah, like I want that. Like for me with Batman, if you're going to introduce Batman, Superman, they don't have to be like the same age, but they have to be near. Like I want like a Batman that's like 10 or 20 years older than Superman. That's I think that would be ridiculous.
That's in his prime and not really ready to retire, right? If Superman's going to be in his prime, then Batman should be in his prime too.
Yeah, I agree. Like they should be.
If I use the example of Marvel, the only two who have that excuse is Tony and Cap, since Cap was, it's in his comic origin that he goes into the ice, gets frozen. He was in World War II. He's far older than Tony, but there's a logical reason for why their relationship is like that, why he's so far apart in age and Tony is so much younger. But their relationship is, it makes sense because it's how it is in the comics.
And he was still in his prime, you know what I mean? He was still kicking ass in his prime, wasn't ready to quit. So that worked. I get it. I see.
So like in the comics, like with Batman, Superman's usually like in his mid-30s, and Batman's usually in his mid-20s, like 26 and stuff like that. When they both met.
And I think that's how it should be. Like, still close enough, not too far apart, but close enough to where you could build a relationship. You can't build a relationship and this fucking Zack Snyder. Superman was in his 30s and shit in Man of Steel. Oh, like, oh my gosh, motherfucker in his 30s still trying to find himself. I'm like, motherfucker, you still ain't Superman yet? Should have been Superman in your 20s.
I have a question for
You're like 33 in Man of Steel.
I have a question for both of
Figure
you.
out what he wants to be in life.
Were you guys okay with it took, I think he was doing a 5-part arc. Did you like the idea of Zack Snyder doing the 5-part arc, and it had to take
10 more minutes, guys.
It had to take Superman to Justice League 3 just to become the iconic Superman we all know?
No, because after Justice League, he was going to reboot, right?
Yeah, so it took him.
no.
Hey, Antonio, they're both better than Christian Bale.
He doesn't like Christian Bale either.
Antonio don't like Christian Bale?
I don't think so.
My man.
He
Think
does.
Adam West Batman and Val Kilmer Batman. I think Val Kilmer is whack, but I think Adam West Batman is the GOAT.
One of them, for sure.
Adam West Batman is the GOAT. As goofy as he is, he's the GOAT.
Because he's like, his Batman was the Batman that was from those times and those comic books, right? You know what I mean? The pow, bang, boom. Portrayed it well. He did a really good job.
I feel like without Adam West Batman, we would not have gotten.
I agree.
Without
100%.
Michael Keaton,
100%.
no animated series, no Arkham games, no Ben Affleck, etc.
100%. You are correct. Yes.
Well, Michael Keaton's the main reason we got the animated series, but I do agree. Adam West Batman, if it wasn't for him, he paved the way.
Yeah.
He already had a guy before that in that Batman show in the 30s that was like real short series, but he didn't pop like Adam West Batman. I consider Adam West Batman the live action one. Technically he isn't, but he's the first in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Val was forgettable. Clooney's was memorable for it being so bad. Val was very forgettable. I forgot Val Kilmer played Batman. I only remember Val Kilmer played Batman because of a Twitter account. That Bat Kilmer guy. There's no reason.
I think that Val Kilmer. I think he was decent. I think the only thing I did not like was just the suit with the nipples. Like, other than that, I think the suit was pretty good.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, the nipples was horrible.
Like, I don't know who thought of that stupid idea.
I have no idea. You asked the same. Like, why would you think about putting nipples on a bat suit? I don't. Yeah. It makes no sense. Like, hey guys, I think we're missing nipples over here. Let's throw some nipples on this suit. There you go.
Yeah, I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah, because that's the thing, right? Because I remember the reason Batman Returns had they shifted was because parents didn't like how they didn't like the sexual stuff that Catwoman was doing and the weird kinky shit, right?
Well,
so I don't know.
Wanted to go lighter with
I'm not putting nipples on a suit is lighter. I mean, yeah, it's not super sexual, but like putting nipples on a suit and shit, like it's kind of weird.
Stupid. And then you got Batman pulling out his credit card and the chicks dig the car and all that stuff. I'm like, oh my god, really? You're Batman. You don't have no chicks in the car. Bruce Wayne may have chicks in the car, but Batman don't have no chicks in the car. You know what I mean? Like, he riding around with chicks, be like, hey, Poison Ivy, getting his dick sucked while he's going on doing some crimes or some shit.
Alonzo, quick question, because we just gonna be wrapping up in a bit. Are you doing a praise stream later? Because I pushed mine's back.
I'll come on yours when you do yours. When are you doing yours?
What's your availability for today?
Today, not so much.
Because I might push it to tomorrow. Because I'll be going into work tonight. I'm supposed to be off, but I'm working tonight. Doing extra.
Tomorrow would work a little bit more for me.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, we can do it tomorrow.
Warner Brothers, I think it's like they want Henry Cavill back, but the negotiations ain't working for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like they want him back, like they like him as Superman. The issue isn't really that they're trying to negotiate with him, but he's not budging.
I figured he was a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it only makes sense. I mean, you can't be going back and forth this long about playing Superman. It's either somebody's not budging on a deal and they want more, or they want less, and it's Henry Cavill.
I
Yeah.
like him as Superman, but if they're gonna reboot anyway, so like it's not like we're gonna see him
Yeah, it's
as
good.
Superman. And
Sorry.
we're gonna see a new Batman anyway. We're gonna see new Wonder Woman anyways. Like
Yeah, they might as well recast if that's what they're gonna do. If they're gonna do a full reboot, then just recast. You know what I mean? Because then it gets confusing for people. Like, hey, wait, okay, so Gal Gadot's still Wonder Woman. Is this part of the DCU still? Whatever, people like us, we know, but normies will be kind of confused. So I think you just recast, start all over. If that's what you're gonna do.
yeah.
You're just gonna get people anyway still saying like, the Snyderverse is still there. Yeah,
Oh, you're still gonna hear that.
As if you leave any remnants of it, they're just gonna be like, it's still attached. It's still attached.
Right, because Batman coming back in Aquaman 2. You were right. Hey, look, Snyderverse, guys, Snyderverse. I seen it all, and I'm like, okay, can we just wait until they actually announce the Snyderverse, and then we can talk about it? But
Yeah, like
Affleck's just coming back for a cameo. It makes sense. He's still technically the Batman of this current universe. Makes sense to bring him back for cameos.
I have no problem with like the Snyderverse, but it's starting to ruin people's say Tom King came out with a cover like Batman / Catwoman show cover of all the iterations of Batman and Catwoman. And when you see Batman with the trench coat, they think that's Ben Affleck's Batman and Conan. Snyderverse confirmed because a variant cover of a freaking comic book came out.
Yeah.
It's like ridiculous. I think it's come to the point of it's now ridiculous now.
Just wait. You know what I mean? That's all you gotta do. Just wait, and then when it gets announced, you could be, I was right. We told you. You know what I mean? But if it's not announced, I'm a troll. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a troll. I'm gonna be like, hey, Snyderverse fans, where's the Snyderverse you guys said was coming?
I always say they say Ben's always the best Batman, but I always troll and say if he was such the best Batman, where's his movie? And Passion's getting his second movie.
Well, good point.
2 more minutes, guys.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong about this because Pattinson has a second movie coming up. He's gonna be in a cameo in the Arkham series and the Penguin series. It's if Ben's so great, where's his movie?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm kind of glad Zazev liked the Batman. At least he's not getting cut. He liked it, so we're getting more of it. But Anzo did bring it up earlier. I think they might just merge him into being the main Batman anyways. And if that's the case, they might just use his universe to
as the stepping stone.
Yeah.
But you see, now that brings up the situation. Now, if they do that, are we gonna get nothing but realistic takes on superhero movies? I don't want that.
Well, no. I think the Batman side will be a little bit more grounded, but when he crosses over, he's gonna be a little bit. Well, I'll be real. He ain't even really that grounded.
He kind of is.
He's not as fantastical as Affleck's Batman, stopping Parademon blaster bolts with his gauntlets. But I think he's still fantastical enough. I mean, he got.
But we have to see how that goes with Matt Reeves also because
right.
I want everything grounded like the Matt Reeves.
Because if Matt Reeves doesn't want to do that, they'll probably have to find a new Batman because they probably do not want to ruin their relationship with Matt Reeves.
Right, they can do that too, but we have seen with the Batgirl, if you ain't down to get down, you get got. So Matt Reeves could get got. they like I said, Zazav's not fucking around. He'll cut movies if they're halfway in production. And the Batman 2 hasn't started production yet. So if he wanted to, he can cut that shit right now.
Well, Pattinson to me is expendable as Batman.
Yeah, he is. But
at the moment he is. He still has to keep proving himself, but at the moment he's expendable. You can get rid of him now and you don't.
But if this does happen, they'll probably negotiate and come to terms like Matt Reeves, like because I don't think Matt Reeves will probably leave because he loves the character so much.
Well, I think he can still get a trilogy anyways and still do his
He can
Batman. Like, this is what they need to do. Depending on Matt Reeves get his second movie out, probably be 2025 or whatever.
24. I think it's 2024.
I'm guessing 2025. 2024, I think that's too soon for Matt. If he gets his movie done by at least 2027 or whatever, like the trilogy, I think
5 years for two.
I don't think it's gonna take him 5 years just to do a movie.
He got from now to 2030 to get 2 movies done. He better get cracking.
Oh, I thought you were just saying for one movie.
No. For his second and third. He wants his trilogy.
Okay.
Like he can still do a trilogy, and other directors come in to build the universe with their other characters. Like, you don't need to have them cross over so soon and meet.
No, it could be a separate thing.
Yeah, you can put them in the same universe and slowly build it up, not immediately have them connect like BBS. Like,
Yeah, it could be.
I do have to say this. I do like the Gotham and the Batman more than probably the rest of them. It's like when I think of Gotham, I think of gothic architecture, worn down buildings and stuff like that, like from the comics. And I like how Matt Reeves integrated that into the movie.
I hear you.
Because
I
never like the modern. I don't like the modern city with Batman sometimes. Like, I just don't.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just think Tim Burton was the best iteration of Gotham.
Yeah, like they're both
dope.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, that's the stream. Warner Brothers Discovery has a 10-year plan. Let's see if this plan falls in place and comes to fruition.
What movie do you think he'll greenlight? If you had to think, what movie do you think? Movies, like if he's shown a big slate of movies probably coming out next year, because there's gotta be movies coming out in 2024. So, like, what movies do you predict he's going to show?
Just League member movies first.
So
if he's doing it like the 10-year plan, he has to build up to Just League first. So just League members first.
I hope they
only one of them I do not think needs a movie, and it's Martian Manhunter. You can put him inside a Superman movie, like in Superman Man of Tomorrow.
Yeah,
but everybody else you can do movies on: Aquaman, Flash,
Green Lantern.
Martian Manhunter, you can put him in a Superman movie to introduce him, and him and Superman work together on whatever they're dealing with in that movie.
Well, for me, it depends on who do you plan to have in the Justice League, right? The 5 members or whatever. So you do Superman, you do Batman, you do Wonder Woman for sure. Those are the first 3. Maybe you get Flash in there. If you put Cyborg, you do a Cyborg movie. Do maybe one more, so that's 2 years. And then you get, because if you do 3 years, that's 2 years. And then you do a Justice League movie. And then you do some more solo movies, bring in more characters. Then you do Justice League 2. Then you do another one, and then you do Justice League 3. So
yeah, main three, just like Lunga said, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. But like I said, if you start from the top, he's gonna get the Justice League out first. They're gonna be the focus first.
Yeah, you'll probably have when we get the new Justice League rebooted movie, it'll probably be totally different. Like
I see it being structured just like Phase 1, solos, then they all end with Justice League.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna do this and you're gonna keep it going, you don't use Darkseid until, you know what I mean, like the very, very end.
Yeah.
Well, I don't need. Okay, so in Phase 1, Thanos got introduced in Avengers. I kind of, I don't think he got introduced Darkseid that soon. Maybe.
You can introduce.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, just don't introduce him in a trash way like they did in Zack Snyder's.
But you see now they do stuff like that, and then it's pretty much copying what Marvel did. People are gonna be like, "Oh, you're just copying Marvel," you know what I mean? So it's I don't know.
No, Lunga. What I'm saying is he's pushing Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. That's the big focus. But if he's doing it like Phase 1, he's gonna be pushing out the Justice League too, focusing on Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman, Green Lantern, the main leaguers before everybody else.
Yeah, you do this. You do the main
big boys before the little fish, like Plastic Man, Blue Beetle, them.
Yeah, you don't bring out Justice League movie until maybe 4 or 5 years into it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do you could there's a talk you can do maybe first Justice League movie. You can maybe introduce Calabac or the Furies or something like that, or like a different, like, I know we've seen Steppenwolf, but maybe a different version of Steppenwolf. You have so many routes because there's so many Justice League villains. Villains that the Justice League went
Just make the first Justice League movie Justice League versus Legion of Doom. Keep it simple.
Yeah, you could do the Legion of Doom too.
Legion of Doom, they can be in a swamp with their little swamp base and helmet, the little evil helmet with their, live inside that evil helmet in the swamp. It would be amazing.
You could do you could do Vandal Savage. He's a Justice League villain. You could do Brainiac.
Lunga, you don't have to copy them to make it work. You could do other things and it could still work. You don't have to copy someone else to make something work.
Yeah,
I don't want them to copy the structure, solos and team ups. That's it.
Yeah,
copy that. Still be your own thing.
Right.
Like that's they're just like,
I don't want them getting into doing like some formula that gets tiresome.
They're just thinking of the structure. They're thinking of the structure where you start with solo movies and leads up into team up movies. That's what Marvel did. Marvel started with Iron Man.
Oh, they need a copy.
You started with Iron Man, and then they leaded up to the first Avenger movie. That's basically what David Valla is talking about. He's not talking about anything else. It's just the structure how Marvel did it to bring it with DC. He's not copying like the humor or anything like that. He's just taking inspiration.
Well, we don't know that yet because he didn't give a full on break. That's why I say I hope he's just copying. That's it, just a structure. But he didn't even give a full breakdown of what he's talking about with this structure. He said once about Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, 10-year plan, like Marvel. Boom. That's it. He kept it simple. Let me give the old man a link.
Oh God.
Lunga, I'll go 5 more minutes just for you.
Oh, this is not gonna be good. Yeah.
All right, Lunga, check your DM.
A lot of people get game fights with Lunga. And no matter what DC does, they're gonna be compared to Marvel no matter what. People are gonna this has been going on centuries with DC and Marvel. DC fans compare Marvel's copying DC and DC's copying Marvel. It's the same thing over and over. Like
Yeah. You go even back in the comics. You go look. They compare Thanos to Darkseid. They compare, certain heroes to certain heroes. Right. Some heroes were copied by Marvel. They did their own versions, and DC's copied some of Marvel heroes. So it always works that way. I get it.
Yeah, so it's not like you can stop people saying that. Like, it's the internet.
Yeah. I just, like I said, hope DC keeps it a little bit more serious, Keep fantasy. A little bit more serious, That's one thing I did like about the Snyderverse. Some of it was serious. My only problem was that characters like Superman wasn't the light in this serious shit, Some characters some of them gotta be light, some of them gotta be dark. Everyone can't just be dark. I mean, 'cause that's not how the world is. Everybody's not just serious. A lot of people are fun, lighthearted. The world is diverse, and the universe needs to be diverse too. All right, guys.
My problem was with the Snyderverse is the color. Like everything was very dark and gloomy. Like I want some color into the universe. Like with I have no problem with the actor that plays Darkseid. He does an amazing job with his voice. But my problem is I don't want everything to be very dark with like their suits and everything like that. Add some color to it.
You see, for me, that didn't bother me. I don't mind the darkness. I don't mind it, right? Because it gives it a little bit different distinguish itself from the MCU, right? MCU is colorful, lighthearted, jokey, and DCEU kind of went a little darker route. I think that works for the DCEU. I just think that people didn't. Well, one, they from what you guys say, right? Because you guys know more about Superman, Batman, and all these characters than I do. But they didn't stay true to the character. So I think if you do a little bit darker, but you stay true to the characters, give the people the Superman that they want, give them the Batman that doesn't kill that they want, and I think your movies are going to do fine.
Yeah.
Now everyone's changing tune. Oh, audio. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My spectrograph wasn't moving. I thought my audio was out. Everyone's changing tune now all of a sudden. You guys ain't sounding like you did at the beginning. Except for
What do you mean
Arkham was like
tune?
Arkham was like on point the entire time. You and K-Dots now are like wishy-washy. Listen, I've been seeing what you guys been talking. Y'all been freaking out. Listen, when when they canceled Batgirl, y'all freaking the fuck out. Y'all like, oh, you got
no.
do this.
No, I don't agree with his Batgirl decision, but I like his plan. What he's doing for the 10-year plan. I don't agree with his Batgirl decision at all. I don't agree with it at all.
Yeah, I guess the main thing I want to comment is the cop, because the word copying kept coming up. Arkham kind of talked about it before I popped in though, and Hanzo kind of realized what he meant. But the plan. When you're saying copying, it's the plan. DC has its own stories, obviously. There's nothing wrong with the plan, and most people have said before they got to Justice League, the biggest problem they had before Zack Snyder's Snyder cut, before all this stuff, the biggest problem they had is they rushed. They did a Superman movie. Then they rushed to Batman versus Superman without a Batman movie. Then they rushed to Justice League, and we're like, you need to establish at least the Trinity. You need to establish these three main characters first before we get to Justice League. And that means one or two movies each, at least two Batman, two Superman, two Wonder Woman movies that are interconnected. As much as I like the Batman, it's not interconnected, right? Unless they're going to plan to use Robert Pattinson Batman as part of this. They're not interconnected. But you need to have these three that are going to be interconnected later. That's the plan. That's when people talk about the Marvel plan, the MCU plan, the Feige plan, whatever you want. That's what we're talking about. Meaning looking far ahead on how all these movies are going to interconnect and how they're going to go together and how it'll flow easily and cohesively to where people understand it, and it creates a long frame story.
No, I agree with you. So let me clarify what I meant copying. I meant like you do the movies and then you introduce Darkseid, but then don't bring him in until like Justice League 3. That's what I meant. I don't mean the plan.
That's a teaser. People have been doing that in movies and TVs for 50 years, Anzo.
Yeah, but
nothing new.
I don't think you need to do it.
They've done it in they did it in the cartoons, man. They've been doing this forever. This is not like Marvel didn't invent that. Feige didn't invent that. That's been around. We just didn't see it in superhero movies because before the MCU, all these superhero movies were standalone. None of them crossed over to each other.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm just saying they don't have to do it that way. Like I don't even think Darkseid should come up right away. Like I think you should wait a while to do Darkseid. That was my point.
Here's the thing.
Right, like
when you watch like the DC cartoons, or you read the comic books, you see a comic book that's telling a Batman story that's like the first part of this eventually coming series, right? You'll see a hint, like when he did the whole was it a New 52?
Yeah,
where Batman found the coin in his cave. You know what I mean? That's what started it. That's what started the whole thing.
That was Rebirth. That was Rebirth.
Started Rebirth.
Rebirth. Thank you. Rebirth. He found the coin in the wall in his cave or whatever it was in the fucking cave. So you do those little hints because it's saying, "Ooh, look, this is what starts it. This is what gets us down this road. It goes all the way back to this." You know what I mean? That's done in comic books. That's done in the cartoons. That's been done before the MCU's been doing this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? This has been happening for a long time in books and comic books. So that's actually tried and true storytelling tactic, especially when it comes to superhero stories. So it's not copying the MCU's way of doing it. It's continuing what comic books have always been doing.
For me, the only thing I want from them to copy from the 10-year plan structure is the solos for the team ups. That's all I want them to take.
Right. Yep.
That's it.
I agree.
Because I still want them to be
agree.
their own thing. That's the only thing I like from the MCU structure, because they do it kind of like comic books. Solo stuff. Sometimes characters get introduced in team ups, but like, you know, Wolverine, you have to
establish Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman as far as how they relate to this new world that you're building. Yes. Like, that's what I'm saying. I think it'd be a problem if you like just try to plug and play Pattinson's Batman, because he's not part of this world. It's not going to work unless they do something in Flashpoint.
They might,
unless they do a whole thing in Flash in the Flash movie and do a bunch of reshoots and now try to change it to be the kickoff for this new universe. You know what I mean? Or new plan. Maybe we'll see. We there's no word on that. Like he just talked about, oh yeah, there's a Flash movie coming out, because they're neck deep into that fucking movie money wise. Like Batgirl wasn't that much money. They're neck deep into the Flash money wise, and it's a big fucking deal. So they have to get that movie out. So I really think they're gonna go back and do some reshoots. I think they're gonna do reshoots, and they're gonna change the endings or change whatever's happening for what the new plan is.
I agree with you 100%. If you're gonna do like either a reboot or soft reboot, you start with that Flash movie. He goes back in time, and when he does something change, and then boom, you got your new universe there.
It's built in. It's built into DC universe, man. That's how they fix things. So Flash fucks shit up, and they fix things. It's like
it was originally going to be a soft.
So the new universe fucks up, they gotta get Flash to come in and save it.
yeah.
Hey, you know Flash is my guy. That's my hero, man.
I'm not saying that he comes in and fix shit. Comes in and saves.
Right. What I know, what I'm saying is, it's not a diss at Flash.
Oh yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like he's like the center point when you go through when you do the multiverse events and stuff like that. He travels through time. He can go through different Earths and everything like that. Like Flash has to be center point of those kind of things. And like. It was originally, I know originally the Flash was going to be a soft reboot. I think after hearing from...
originally it was soft reboot.
But after hearing about the conference and everything like that with Dave Zawa, I think it's going to be full reboot. The only thing people heard about Pattinson was he was going to have a cameo in the Flash, but that's all.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick. Oh, sorry, Hanzo.
No, I was just gonna say, but even now, like Lunga said, even if they don't do the soft reboot, you can still use that Flash movie for a full reboot, right?
Yeah,
That's what it is. You can use it for a full reboot and start all over fresh. And what happened still happen. It's just like another timeline. You could do that,
right? Exactly. Go ahead.
I'm interested who's gonna be the new Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. That's what I'm interested.
Yeah. I mean, I think they were thinking about Cavill, but I think with this new plan, they went to drawing board, and it's just easy. I think Zazzle is just thinking it's just easier if we just start over. As much as I'd like probably to bring Cavill back, and because they don't have, it doesn't seem like he has a problem with Cavill. It doesn't like Cavill. I think it's like, you know what, I got a lot of shit that I got to deal with here, and I think it's easier if we just start over, which unfortunately means we could lose Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman too. I mean that can happen too. Mm-hmm. And as far as Pattinson goes, they might continue that Reeves verse, if you will, as these standalone noir kind of stories, but it won't be the Batman of whatever this new plan is. You know what I mean? That might change unless they plug and play him. I don't know. I think it'll be difficult to plug and play that character now after that movie came out the way it did. I don't think it's easily.
Right.
Yeah, like
here's a question. I was gonna ask, if they do a full reboot, what do they do with Black Adam and Shazam?
That was the thing I was talking about today with Yellow and John. That is the wrench in all his plans. The Rock is so fucking dynamic, and people love him so much that people are gonna go see this fucking movie. Mm-hmm. They're gonna go see this movie. Mm-hmm. Okay, if these little dumb movies he does make all this money just because he's in it, people are gonna go see this movie. Yeah. And he can't say, fuck this movie. I think the way they did this one, I think it's enough away, but not different enough that it's like it's a moldable piece of clay. They could still keep this movie and still mold it into whatever they're doing. You know what I mean? Whereas the Pattinson ones is a little more rock solid rather than malleable.
Right. And that's why I think at most they're definitely keeping Momoa. They keeping Black Adam because even the Rock has his own studio in on that movie, so he has a little.
Zaslow didn't mention Aquaman in that call. He mentioned the Flash movie, but he did not mention Aquaman. And Aquaman's actually further ahead.
Right, because this is what I'm saying. So let's say you do keep Aquaman or you keep Gal Gadot, right?
Yeah.
You think we're still going to be hearing, "Oh, the Snyderverse coming back"? Guys, don't worry, the Snyderverse coming back. If they keep
that will never. As long as those characters that were from those movies exist,
it'll never stop, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We're gonna hear it when we're 80.
Yeah, look, if they hard reboot it all and recast everybody, it is what it is. Start from scratch, start with the Superman movie, boom, go from there.
At least we won't hear the Snyderverse shit anymore.
Start with Superman dead, or you can do Wonder Woman. She's older than all of them. Start with her first. Doesn't matter.
When he first took over, he talked about the characters. Like he did say he liked Wonder Woman, and stuff like that. So I mean, they could very well keep Wonder Woman. Yeah. I think Aquaman will be shelved just for story reasons, not because they want to make Aquaman movies. I think they'll shelve it for story reasons because he's not the Trinity. But because we need to have a new, like I said, at least a new Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman movie that are set in this plan or whatever they're doing.
Yeah,
I agree.
I totally agree with that. And we also after they do that, I think they also really, because I've been wanting this for years. I want a Green Lantern movie. I want a fucking Green Lantern.
So do I. And I think that series is going to be scrapped too. I bet you. They didn't mention it, but I bet you that series is going to get scrapped.
It's probably
at the moment the rumors going around is that it's not scrapped.
I think that's.
I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah, it's rumors at the moment. But if it's not,
I know the Penguin thing is still going on. That's still happening.
And Peacemaker too, right?
Yeah,
Peacemaker too. Yeah, that's
the Penguin, Peacemaker, the Arkham show's probably still happening, and you also have like some. I know there were what was it? Superman, my Superman Avengers or something like that. That's been confirmed. It's still going. Cape Crusaders probably still going. Because that's that is part of Matt Reeves' projects.
Right. Yes. And there's still possibility, like I said, that they can keep all these characters. Not to say let's follow the New 52 playbook because the New 52 sucked.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, just comic-y wise, right? When New 52 would happen, what happened? Everything got reset and Batman was the first hero and everyone else came after Batman, right? Yeah. And Superman was younger and all this. So they could easily do a Flashpoint kind of thing, change the whole timeline. And Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman's still there, right? She still exists. But let's say her background changed. She didn't disappear for 100 years,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's been around. You know what I mean? Yeah. Batman just started. He's not Ben Affleck's older Batman. He's a young Batman. He's just starting. And then Superman landed and he just put on the cape in Metropolis.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that you could say that you know, and that's how it started. And then he looks different, right? Instead of Henry Cavill, it's a different person. And since Batman's younger, it's a different person. You know, so it's not necessarily the same Bruce Wayne that you knew. And the only one ever is the same is Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and maybe Aquaman. You know, you can just shelve him for a little while.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I can agree.
Real quick, since Lunga's here, wanted to ask him. So Lunga, what's your full opinion on the Batgirl decision?
Fuck Batgirl.
Oh gosh.
Fuck Batgirl. Now listen, here's the thing. When I looked at it, Batman? Leslie, Leslie and the actors in there, I thought there was a decent cast. But when I was looking at it, it looked like a fucking mess. I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. The story and how they were like keeping Simmons as, and I love Simmons as Gordon, right? Gordon. Keeping Simmons as Gordon and seeming mixing these different things together, and Keaton as Batman and her as Batgirl. It seemed like a hodgepodge, and I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I told you this. Like everyone liked the suit, and you said the suit looked okay. I thought it looked okay, dude. It looked like a CW suit. I'm sorry, it looked like a fucking CW.
I said it looked fine because that's what the Burnside suit looks like, a cheap ass CW.
Yeah. But here's the thing. You could it was it accurate in the colors and it's sure, yes.
Yeah.
But it looked like a CW. It did not look like a fucking movie suit, dude. It looked like a CW suit.
Yeah, it didn't look very like the suits, like what people have been saying with like it looks cheap, it doesn't look worth of $90 million that like
Right. And the story just sounded a mess. It's like, okay, you're bringing Keaton back with this Flash thing, right? Okay, sure. And then you're immediately using him in Batgirl, which might have came out before the Flash movie. Dude, that's the same thing we had the problem with Batman versus Superman. You're rushing. Okay, let's get Keaton. Oh, people are like, oh, this is cool. Yeah, Michael Keaton. Let's see him again. And now suddenly they're rushing him in. He's gonna be part of everything, and you're gonna show him in Batgirl. I tell you, Batgirl, if it would have gone through, would have been out before the Flash movie.
Yeah,
I didn't.
It wouldn't have made any fucking sense.
I didn't like the idea of Michael Keaton. Like Michael Keaton's a pretty good Batman, but I don't like him being as the main Batman. They could have just did a project with Michael Keaton, maybe just do Batman Beyond project with him. Do that.
That's what everyone wants Michael Keaton for is Batman.
But I don't like the idea of like an old like 70-year-old version of Batman, like, and if you're introducing the Bat family, Batman's not like 70 years old. Like, if you're getting introduced Nightwing, you're getting introduced.
Listen, you can't introduce the fucking Bat family when you still haven't introduced a fucking Robin. Not one fucking Robin. Okay, we have not had one. Like, I'm not even saying you gotta start with Dick Grayson. Any of them. We've not had one fucking Robin.
We gotta start with that Dick.
Right.
Okay, you can't jump to Batgirl or all the 100 other fucking people in the Bat family until you start with at least a fucking Robin. Okay,
yeah,
like right. Preferably start with Dick Grayson, but even if it's not him, just start with a Robin, man. Okay, a Robin that's Robin for a little while and then grows up. Then you need to do the rest of the other fucking family. Okay, you can't just.
And recently, I saw.
This is what I think they should have done. Like, what if they were gonna introduce a Robin? You start doing like doing a Batman movie. If they're doing this full reboot, you should do like maybe because Robin's always introduced in a Batman movie, and you do that, then you start doing the stories with other characters that.
If you're starting this new plan, okay, just like they kind of did in Iron Man, right? You start with the first Batman movie that introduces Batman, okay?
Yeah.
Then you have the other two, Wonder Woman and Superman movie, right? Then you might have like a Avenger type, pre-war movie lead up to like a Justice League kind of movie where it's not in the Justice League yet, but it's all three of those in some kind of movie together, right? That's the first one, okay? Like Justice League meets or whatever the fuck you want to call it, okay? Yeah. The Trinity. Just call it the Trinity. There you go. Don't even call it Justice League. Call it the Trinity, okay? And that's they have a team up movie with just them three. Then you start producing the Superman 2 movie, the Wonder Woman 2, and the Batman 2 movie. The Batman 2 movie, which will come out after that team up, would be where you first see a Robin.
Right.
So you start having still each of their own stories going in their trilogies while you're setting up this Justice League thing, which ends up going down the road. And then later on, then you start having another Trinity movie, and that's where Aquaman comes in. They need extra help. Another person comes in, and they get more people introduced. You see teasers at the end of these other movies of people. Like I know you said you didn't like that, Anzo, but that's how it works. That's how it fucking works.
I'm not saying I don't like it. I just think, and again, I don't mind the teasers. I just think if you do it like with a dark side, it kind of goes copying. But that's what I'm thinking is if you do Superman 2, you do Wonder Woman 2, you do Batman 2, you can like hint Cyborg in one of those movies. You could put Green Lantern in one of those movies. You know what I mean? And then you can do their solo movies because you had at least them introduced in one of those movies. Then boom, you do their solo movies. Once you get them out there, then you do a Justice League movie.
I prefer
Green Lantern. You got to look at Green Lantern not as the same vein, but think if you look at Marvel again, it's the template. I'm sorry, it is a template.
Yeah,
that's like a Guardians of the Galaxy. That is like midway. Okay, in the 10-year plan, you don't see Green Lanterns until like year 5, 6. You know what I'm saying? That's like way down the road. Or maybe one of those movies will have like you see a green light in the sky or something that leads. Oh, that's right. Green Lanterns.
Well, all right, with the villain thing, right? That's why you want to have a big bad for if they're going to the MCU, right? Got to have that big bad you introduce in the first phase. I don't know how they're going to do their phases, but they're going to do phases. Thanos was introduced as the big bad for the next 2 phases, all 3. Would you guys want it to be Darkseid or somebody else, or should it be?
You want my for if they want to go big,
if they want to
go big, Crisis.
Yeah, Crisis on Infinite Earths have the anti-monitor.
Now, the issue with that though is we're leaving a mess situation, creating a new universe where the whole thing is now about the multiverse. That might be the biggest issue. That might be a phase, like Marvel's doing now with this next thing after Thanos, after Infinity War. That might have to be a multiversal thing like second. So I don't, I'd love to see that. I don't think that'd be the greatest thing right now.
Maybe not, but
let me ask. I think
he's the biggest one, man.
Let me ask. I think he's big enough. I think probably you can do something with Brainiac.
You could probably do something with Brainiac. But let me ask you this one. Let me ask you this one. Let's say they don't use Flashpoint to reset everything, right? They could probably do it with a Crisis, because then you have all those Batmans in there, and by the end of Crisis, it gets
but bro, Crisis is a huge story.
Yeah, I know.
Condense it and use it just to reboot the universe like this. You know what I mean? You need that 10 years, 15 years of build up to get the Crisis. You can't just. It needs a lot of build up. Let's put it that way. It needs a lot of build up to do it justice. Let's put it that way. To do it justice, it needs a lot of build up. You can't just use it like this. Brainiac, again, I do like Brainiac, but it's like, even though they've had him as existential threats before, he's just not been the big bad like a Darkseid's been. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm trying to think of who. I mean, recent storylines, but again, it's too early to do that kind of stuff. There was the whole, Darkest Night storyline, which was big, but that's not something I think you can start with as the big deal for this. Jesus.
Well, look, if they do Darkseid, just don't show my boy getting beat up on screen. All right, just don't show my boy. Show him. This is what you show him doing. Yeah. He's on Apocalypse. And he's just chilling and stuff, looking at things. Steppenwolf says something stupid, and he backhands him like. Psh.
Right, but the thing is this: you need someone who can go like the reason why Thanos worked is because he's someone who can go toe to toe with like a Thor or a Captain Marvel. You know what I mean? And Hulk. You need someone that can go toe to toe with Superman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brainiac is, but it's not physical. It's all manipulation and tech and all these other things that he does. Whereas Darkseid is the one where it's toe to toe fighting. You know what I mean? They throw hands. That's what I think you need for whoever the big bad is for this new plan. You know what I mean? And Darkseid, he is just the easiest dude. And if you do it right, it doesn't matter if it. Again, sorry, Thanos is copied off of Darkseid. Let's just be honest. Okay, it's not the other way around. Right, Thanos was copied off of fucking Darkseid. Okay.
Yeah, we know that.
They flat out. Jack Kirby flat out said that.
Yeah.
All right. He did Darkseid. He left DC and he went to Marvel. He's like, I will make something similar over here, and he made Thanos. Okay. So it's the same shit. So it's if people say it's too much like Marvel, well, that ain't DC's fault. It's Marvel's fault because Marvel took Thanos pretty much from Darkseid. So, but if you make the story unique, I mean, it's not the Infinity Gauntlet, right? It's not the Infinity Stones. It's the anti-life equation. That's what it's always been with Darkseid. Okay, do it right.
So here's another question.
The way they did in this one wasn't right.
Let's say you do use Thanos for the 10-year plan, right? Let's say they even extend it because Marvel, it took 20 years. What, 20 years before we seen Darkseid, something like that? If I'm not mistaken, am I right, or am I going too far?
Say it again. 20 years. What?
Before we seen Thanos in Endgame and Infinity War?
No. We 10 years.
It was only 10 years, right? Okay, 10 years.
10 years from Iron Man 1 to Infinity War was 10 years.
10 years. Okay. So I'm going a little too far there. So let's say they do that, right? After you do Darkseid for DC, who do you have that can kind of like, because Marvel, they have Galactus, you know what I mean, stuff like that. Who do you have after you use Darkseid?
Well, that's why I said Crisis. After that would be Crisis, the Monitor and the anti-monitor. That's
okay. That makes sense.
Perp has a good point. Perp has a good point. Instead of Darkseid, you could start with Vandal Savage.
Yes.
Vandal Savage.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I brought up Legion of Doom first. But personally, for me, the first Justice League movie versus Legion of Doom, like, introduced all the villains they fight in their first movies end up being Legion of Doom.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
And the first movie is Justice versus Legion of Doom. They got
what is that though? That's the Shatari, right? That's what that is. The Legion of Doom is the main bad guys for the first big Justice League movie.
Yeah,
That's what that is.
that should be it.
That's not the power behind the throne. That's the main thing.
Yeah, that's why I
Loki,
say they should
Chitauri.
totally
Right.
springboard. They should be the one to springboard Darkseid and have him teaser.
Right, and if you do like Kirk says Vandal Savage, that actually makes sense because Vandal Savage has always been manipulating the villains and the people on Earth for power, and he's been doing it for 10,000 years, being different leaders throughout history and shit like that. You know what I mean? So that would actually make sense. And then, like you did in other stories, behind Vandal Savage, there was actually Darkseid because Vandal Savage and Darkseid had this pact, this competition they had with each other. You know what I mean? And Vandal Savage gets defeated. Then you could do a second series with Darkseid coming in because Vandal Savage has been defeated, and Darkseid's now I can come take Earth because my competition with Vandal is gone because he's been defeated.
Yeah, this is the thing with the big bads. Like, yes, Darkseid is like one of the big bads, but he's not like the ultimate big bad. You have like the Antimatter, you have Pariah with the multiverse and everything like that. Then you have like the dark multiverse with like the death metal and Batman Who Laughs.
I know what's a really good storyline that they kind of fucked up because people guessed who it was supposed to be that they could really adapt really well.
Who?
Armageddon.
Oh yeah.
The Monarch, which was actually a hero who became the Monarch. And you had this guy, Wave Rider, who came back and was trying to find out which one of these heroes. He was like going into their minds to figure out which one of these heroes becomes the Monarch. Because the Monarch basically kills all the other heroes and takes over. And he was a hero to begin with. It was supposed to end up being Captain Atom, but they thought it was this big secret and people figured it out. So at the last minute, they changed it to Hawk from Hawk and Dove. Which is like, why did you do that? Why is it Hawk?
You can do death metal very down the road, not right now, by saying like you can still do it. Like
that's like a Phase 6 DC movie.
That is. There is so much multiversal, so much layers of shit. Like death metal is like it's fucking complicated because it's like these leftover realms that are dying from the multiverse that get discarded. You have to introduce a multiverse before you can introduce the deathverse. It's really complicated.
No, I'm just saying like it's not gonna be a story right now. I'm just saying they're gonna do it far down the road. That's what I'm saying. Like they'll probably do it. You'll introduce like it's probably gonna be very gruesome. It's probably gonna be very gruesome because you have Batman turn evil. And
I hate to keep pointing to Marvel because Marvel does do shit wrong and a lot of stuff I have not been happy with. But if you're doing your stuff right, okay, and you're doing your stories right, just like Marvel's doing with Secret Wars, death metal. After you've done your first 10-year plan, after you're going into your next 10-year plan, that's the kind of story you do as a series on HBO Max, like Secret Wars is being done.
I can see that.
You know what I mean? That's where you kind of put that in, not as the overarching big story. You put it as this side story on a streaming service. You know what I mean? That's where I would see that, not as a main story. Same thing with Darkest Night. That I think would be a great story. Once you got to introduce the Green Lanterns and all the other shit first, before you get into that. But yeah. I mean, I would say the top 30 years of movies: Vandal Savage, Darkseid, and the Antimatter. That's
I agree with that.
But that's all good.
Real quick, forget I already asked Sanzo. He watches the show too, more actively than I. How do you feel about Flash season 9 ending next year? And another question follow up: do you think they're gonna like end the season near when the Flash movie comes out?
I haven't watched the Flash now in a while.
I thought you were still keeping up. That's why I asked.
No. I think I haven't watched the last episode I watched is when Bart came back, and the whole when Bart came and the whole thing with Jay and him trying to save Jay. Yeah. That's where I stopped watching it. That's the last episodes I watched.
Well, it's ending next year.
You ain't missed nothing longer because it's gotten really bad after that. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm just like, I think the Flash has its time has run out. So yeah,
and it's been out for a while. I mean, it's not like it's short. It's been on for a long time. 8 years. I mean, that's a run, man.
Sure. Successful run too, regardless of what you want to think of the seasons or anything. Some of them you don't like, but having a series that goes for 9 years is very successful.
It was the most successful.
This is also part of its purge too. This is a money thing because they're dumping the CW, so that's
yeah, it's still up for sale right now.
there.
Nobody has
Same thing with it was the same thing with Disney and Netflix and the Daredevil series. That's what it is. It's they're purging. They're going to dump the CW, and since they dump the CW, they don't want any of the DC properties on there when they dump it. So yeah.
Well, guys, that's the stream. You have Lunga come on trying to be, the old man, the school people, these old people.
That's right. That's right. I do got to answer one thing. Was it purpose? Someone said Lunga lives. Bro, I have been alive. I haven't been gone. Here's the thing. We tried coming back a little bit to stream. Ain't nobody watching. So, you know what? I'm like, fuck it.
I was watching you last night, Lunga.
Well, okay. My D&D streams, hardly anyone watches. I don't expect anyone to watch those.
Yeah, no. I was watching those.
I'm talking about like our regular streams, like regular streams I did during the day. I mean, the thing with Yellow is she's just been so busy lately that it's been hard to schedule. And we can do it, but it's just like I get tired then, it's like I like if I don't do consistency, then I just lose the motivation. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why that hasn't been happening. But now I could still have done stuff on my own too. But it's like when I would do the midday streams or any other streams that I would do talking about news that came out, it's like 2 people come in, 3 people come in, that's it, and I at least had like 10, 15 people, or something like that, 20 people at least. Right. And it was like,
You know what happened though, Lunga, right? People started going back. My dad
died and I disappeared.
That too. Again, sorry about that. But no, I also think people have gone back to work now, right? Like really back to work. Everything's starting to get back to normal. So it's hard to sit on YouTube at that time and watch a stream while you're working too, so. Yeah, that's for me, anyways.
I know.
Well, you guys, that's the stream. Big bro, happy birthday! Thank you all for watching.
Happy birthday, big bro.
He's 25 today. Still young, man. Still young. Enjoy your youth.
What I wouldn't give to be 25 again.
Nah, fuck that. I'm happier now than I was when I was 25.
All right, y'all. We're gonna end it. Check out Arkham Gaming, the Grey Council, Big Forward Entertainment. Just go show them some love. Let them know K-Dot sent you, please. Thank y'all for watching. Deuces.
Peace.